For the past 2 weeks, I've been testing something small, but surprisingly capable. It's called the Makera Carvera Air, a precision CNC that's fully enclosed and fits right on a desktop. While it might look similar to a 3D printer, it actually does the opposite. Instead of adding material layer by layer, it removes it from a solid workpiece using a cutting tool. With a wide range of available tools, it can work with everything from wood, acrylic, ABS, and PCB to tougher materials like epoxy board, aluminum, mild steel, bronze, and brass. To be fully transparent with you, Makera sent me this machine for review, and I'll be using it to create custom CNC parts for the upcoming BMW R100 project. Now, let's see what this machine is all about. It has a working area of 30 by 20 by 13 centimeters. The spindle can reach speeds of up to 13,000 RPM, and it accepts either an 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 inch shank tools. To control the machine, you can either connect a dedicated laptop running the Makera controller or use a tablet with their app. To get a feel for the Carvera Air, I decided to machine one of the example projects provided, which is an LED light. There are 3 parts to this LED light, one being the ABS base, the second being the display board, and the third an aluminum touch switch. Before machining, a provided program is uploaded to the Carvera CNC machine, and the ABS material is secured to the working table. The work coordinates are secured by using the manual probe for X, Y, and Z. After that, the designated cutting tool is inserted into the spindle and the cycle starts. The tool touches off on the tool setter before machining and then proceeds with the program. After finishing the pocket area in the center, the machine moved on to trace the outer perimeter of the part, cutting cleanly through the material with each pass. When it wrapped up, I cleared away the chips with a vacuum. The part was still held in place by a few tiny tabs, so I carefully cut those off to reveal the finished piece underneath. I'm really impressed with how well the machine performed. It followed the supplied program flawlessly and did exactly what it was supposed to do. No errors and no surprises. The surface finish could be refined a bit with some tweaks to the speeds and feeds, but overall I'm really happy with the results. With the base part complete, it was time to move on to the plexiglass display board. Just like before, I loaded up a new program, secured the material, and set the work coordinates before letting the cycle run. Since the plexiglass is only 4 mm thick, the perimeter cut went by quickly. After that, I clamped the piece again and switched over to an engraving bit to finish the design. Once the job was done, I peeled off the clear protective film, and the finish underneath looked amazing. The engraving came out sharp and clean, catching the light just right. I honestly didn't know what to expect from machining acrylic, since this was the first time working with it, but I learned pretty quickly that it's brittle material. The last piece of the LED light is the aluminum touch switch. For this part, I used a DLC coated end mill to handle the tougher material more effectively. Right away, the first chips were coming off clean, which was a great sign. My main goal here is to preserve the tools and keep the Carvera Air in top shape. There's no reason to push it to its limits and risk unnecessary wear or damage, so I let the cutter do the work at its own pace. After reviewing the tool's performance, cutting aluminum went better than I expected, which means I could probably fine-tune the speeds and feeds to get more done in less time. Once machining was done, the switch was still held in place by 2 small tabs, which I cut off to free the finished piece. With all the parts complete, I assembled everything by mounting the supplied PCB to the base and securing the aluminum switch with glue. Finally, the plexiglass display board slid into place and the unit was ready to power on. Even though this is just a display piece, the Carvera Air handled each part beautifully. I'm genuinely impressed with how precise and reliable it's been throughout the process. Let me know what you think of the machine so far and what kind of parts you'd like to see me make going forward. Speaking of the custom BMW R100 engine, I want to take a different approach to it, and to do that, I decided to push the Carvera Air even further. Makera sent me the optional 4th axis, and this thing is seriously cool. With it installed, I can now rotate parts while machining, which opens the door to creating much more complex shapes. My goal is to design a completely custom camshaft for the BMW R100 engine along with a few other components. I started by modeling a replica of the original camshaft in Fusion and then imported it into Makera Cam to generate the full toolpath. To keep things simple for the first test, I scaled it down since I didn't have the proper stock material available. Once everything was set up, I started the program and let the machine do its work. After the roughing and finishing passes were complete, the result was a miniature version of the camshaft perfectly formed to the modeled version. This gives me confidence to create a one-to-one version so that it can be tested on the engine for R&D purposes. The last feature I was really excited to try out was the laser engraving tool. For my test, I decided to engrave a piece of wood. The design I chose is an artistic take on the BMW R25, and if all goes well, it should be nicely etched into the surface. Based on the preview in the Makera controller, everything looks good, so let's get it set up. This time I'll be using the wired Z probe to scan the surface margin before engraving. This allows me to understand if everything will be centered to the wood. Next, the laser module is installed in the spindle and connected to the machine with its cable. Whenever using a laser, it's important to wear proper safety goggles that block the laser wavelength, so I'll be keeping these on throughout the process. The laser module itself also has a small protective cover around it for added safety. With the laser module running at 30% power of its 5-watt capacity, it seems to be doing a great job engraving the wood. I'll let a time-lapse run and check back later. The BMW R25 design came out perfectly engraved and I was extremely impressed. It's hard to tell on camera, but the engraving is actually quite deep, which I didn't expect at just 30% power. After machining a few parts on the Carvera Air, I have to admit I'm really impressed with this little CNC machine. Right out of the box, it's ready to cut some parts. There was no assembly required, no calibration headaches, and it was just simply plug it in and you're ready to go. I ran a few test pieces, including this accuracy test board, to see how well it lines up with the modeled version, and I have to admit it did really well. When it comes to tolerances and repeatability on something like this right here, that's where I just need some more time, but it also has to be measured with proper measuring equipment to give you guys a verified answer. Throughout my testing, I didn't run into any issues with the machine at all, but maybe that's also due to my background with industrial machines or CNC machines in general. If you're new to G-code or CNCs in general, there will be a steeper learning curve, but that is just part of the process. I do believe the Carvera Air is best suited for an advanced hobbyist, someone looking for a new skill set that isn't afraid of learning, or even a professional looking to get into prototyping and R&D. There's also a really strong online community around these machines. People are sharing tips online, their projects, their upgrades, and some are even taking the machine above and beyond what it's actually capable of. Overall, I think Makera's desktop CNC lineup has a lot of potential in the market, especially when it comes to their software and hardware integrations, making it really easy for users to get set up. If you'd like to see more testing or what this machine is actually capable of doing, possibly on some aluminum parts, brass, bronze, and even mild steel, let me know down below and let me know exactly what I should machine for future projects. If anything wasn't clear in this video, please let me know down below in the comment section and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to catch you in the next one.